Let us say hello to Platinum Mike Perry, along with a very special guest. 2021 ended in a very interesting way for Mr. Perry. 2022 is slated to start off quite interesting as well. He's going to be making his BKFC debut in the main event of Knucklemania 2, February 18th in Hollywood, Florida. Happy to have Mike Perry joining us along with his 1-year-old son. Mike, welcome back. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. You see them muscles? Look at those muscles, huh? Look at those muscles. Yeah. I'm good, brother. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing great. So it is good to have both of you here. First off, I have to bring this up because the last time you and I spoke, it was when the UFC were doing those virtual media day calls. I'm sure you remember those. And this was right before the Mickey Gall fight. And I got in a question because you were not feeling it, Mike. You were not feeling it that day. In fact, I even asked you if you were happy to be there, and you said, absolutely not. There's about 5 million other things you'd rather be doing than being there that day. And it seems like, honestly, Mike, things have changed. You seem to be in a better spot when it comes to the media and such. Is that accurate? Do you feel a little bit better about your relationship with the media compared to a couple of years ago, especially at that time?
Well, I was on fire that week. That whole week I kind of had this built up idea of not accepting any kindness because there's this trick that people do where they smile in your face and they stab you in the back. And, it wasn't really directed towards anyone, but it was also directed towards everyone because I don't trust anybody. And I expect from people to be that type of way. Yes, I've grown up a little bit more since then. I've been trying to be more humble and, I'm definitely more grateful. Times have changed. I've had different opportunities. I had opportunities then, but my head wasn't in the right space to provide for myself for the opportunities that were upon me. I don't know. Now I don't know. I've grown up, man. I think a little differently, and still, obviously, people do funny things, or they act a messed up type of way, or they try to, I don't know. They're just conniving and deceitful, and they're sneaky about it. And because I know that, I don't expect it from everyone. I know that there are some good people out there, and that is the difference, to be honest, is that there are lots of good people who do support me. And, I used to cuss out everybody because of the haters. Now I refuse to give them the time of day.
Yeah, I get it, man, especially in the combat sports community. It can be kind of a fickle place. It's hard to understand, like, who's got your back, whose ideas are the right ones, positivity, etc. So yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. It's something that I'm learning more and more being involved in this space. And, you've had the opportunity to do a lot of different things recently. Like last year, we saw the news you signed with BKFC. Then we find out you're competing on this Triad combat card in Arlington, Texas, with freaking Metallica playing on stage. You take on Michael Seals, a former world champion. You enter as a sizable underdog and you win the fight. Like that. And that fight was super fun to watch, man. Like, what was that experience like for you? All things considered, the rule set, the event, this is the first card Triller put on like that. Like, what did you think of the whole experience?
It was great, man. The whole thing was great. I got to hang out with Rampage Jackson, Matt Mitrione, Frank Mir, Kubalev, and the freedom that. Okay. Just let that talk for a bit, okay? Real quick. So the freedom that we kind of got in that. It was messed up with the Make-A-Wish microphones when me and Michael Seals were trying to talk trash and they kind of went out. But it happened how it happened. And, you know, we had freedom to like, I got to be a part of what do you call that? When all the fighters are up there on stage and they're talking, what do you call that? What is that called?
A press conference?
A press conference. Okay. I did a press conference once in the UFC. I didn't do a great job, so they didn't offer me another one because I was like up there being a nice guy, I guess. This time, you know, we got to talk a little trash. We got to be a little more free. Like, you know, the boys talk trash. That's what we do. We were roasting each other a little bit. I was making fun of Let's Go Champ because he was wearing Timberlands with basketball shorts. I was like, you can't do that. You're not supposed to wear that. And I was just making jokes, you know, and it was boxers versus MMA. So everybody had like a chip on their shoulder. And it was a good time. You know, they flew me out at first class, which was nice on fight week to get to relax on the way to the event. And then, what else, man? I mean, the hotel rooms were nice. My team was taken care of. There was some good food. They even went above and beyond and helped us at weigh-ins when some fighters were, you know, on weight, and they were trying to get us, you know, they were trying to make sure that everyone was in a healthy position to, you know, go ahead and make their weight and then do the face-offs and the weigh-ins and stuff. They were trying to get it done, which I appreciated.
Fight itself, like I said, was bonkers. It was you turned into a brawl. He seemed to like it, and then your reaction to getting the win was amazing because the fight was fire, and a lot of those rounds were very close, and you had that sort of surprised look on your face when you were announced the winner. So how would you describe that look? Was it more like, wow, I can't believe I won, or wow, I can't believe the judges actually scored this one correctly?
Yeah, I think it was that second one there because, somebody asked me that. One of the commentators asked me that shortly after the event. And I said it was because, you can't leave it up to the judges. So I was happy to get credit for my ring generalship, which I didn't always get credit for. There were some fights or decisions that didn't go my way that I felt in the past should have gone my way or could have, but I don't look back. So I was just happy, to be honest with you. I was just like, it was just real joy there that I had worked so hard my whole life kind of for that moment. And there was new goals to be made, new things to accomplish after that fight. A whole new Mike Perry was born. So that just all hit me all at once when they gave me the win.
Where does that rank in your combat sports career that way? I mean, it's got to be way the hell up there, right?
It felt good. And I found out that
it's all good.
I found out it wasn't going on my record. I mean, I guess it is what it is.
It's like
it
an
didn't
exhibition.
go. Yeah, I guess it didn't go on my record. So it's so goofy right now. But
the win. I mean, it's still a win. You got announced the winner, and you got paid, right?
It was a win, but it's all good. It is all good. All of a sudden, this keeps wanting to slide. I'm sorry about this. I don't know how to use my laptop on Zoom.
It's all good.
Goodness.
We'll be all right.
Come on here, buddy. What's up there?
It's all good, man. So
right.
Yeah, that was a wild fight. That was a wild event. Seeing a Metallica concert with fighting was exactly what you needed at the day after Thanksgiving. But next for you is the BKFC ring. You're taking on Julian Lane. Of course, there's no love lost between the two of you guys as of late. We saw the video. You're doing commentary in Tampa. We see some papers or some pamphlets or some programs fly at your face. Headset drops, you vanish, and then we see some fan video. You guys are in the crowd getting after it. What happened there? Like, why do you think he chose that moment to start throwing stuff at you to set this whole thing off?
Because there was guardrails in between us and he was safe behind them. And, I think about that moment and I'm like, man, I should have just jumped over and tackled him or something. And like, I was just so pissed off. I still am pissed off. And, I'm just going to handle my business on February 19th. There were a couple opponents in mind, but I feel like he gets the opportunity. And there was others who didn't get the opportunity because they weren't someone that I should do business with. And, not saying that he is someone I should do business with, but you know what? We're doing the business. He got what he wanted. He threw the cards at me, and I don't know who picked that time for him or that spot, or if they set it up and they were trying to make the fight a little more popping. But I gave them what they wanted too at the same time, because I wasn't there to play no bullshit games or anything like that. Like, I was talking on the mic and I was just like, I haven't had my opportunity. I got to get a little taste of the bare knuckle before I got to do it for real. So, and it was weird for me because I'm a professional. I understand that I have a past, but with the guardrails and everything, in an open ring, when they say fight and we start from a distance with my technique, my boxing abilities, it's going to just be a totally different show. There's not going to be bunches of people to be there to break it up right away, or, and the video didn't look great. It looked like, we were just holding. That's the bare knuckle clinch right there. Guys clinch and then throw shots. And, it's just, I can't wait to get this motherfucker.
Have you ever met him before? Like, was there any interaction? Was that the first time you've interacted with him?
Yeah, that was the first time. But I saw him see me when he was up in the crowd somewhere, talking to people, walking around. I had some people with me that were like keeping drunk people off of me. They were watching my back. A couple of weird people tried to like come up on me in the show or whatever. And, obviously I can handle myself, but it's nice to have friends who care about you and want to help you when people are trying to be, idiots. But I saw him see me up in the stands, and he didn't want to come by at that time. He waited for me to be behind that guardrail. And so, and the first thing he did when I got up was he backed up. He backed up scared. So he's just lucky that guardrail was there. But, we'll see when he shows up February 19th, because I'm going to be there. I'm going to bust his shit.
These BKFC events are pretty wild. There's always some sort of crowd fight or crowd interaction. I went and covered Paige's last fight, and it seemed like every single fight there was a bare knuckle fighter in the crowd that had an issue with a fighter in the ring, and they were screaming at the fighter, and the fighter, as they're fighting, could actually hear them. So during their post-fight interview, they're calling out the fan. Like, it was just, those events are wild. Like, have you enjoyed the BKFC fighter way, so to speak, since you've signed and got new experience, live events and all that stuff?
Even before I signed, I went to a BKFC event. It is a pretty good show. I had a good time. I was trying to enjoy the last one. Guess I didn't really get to, but I already knew what was going to happen. I told my girlfriend to stay home with the baby, stay back. I don't really go out without her. She don't go out without me, really. You know what I mean? We're growing as people. We're trying to get more independent and be together as well. So we each have our own things in life. But like I told her, I was like, look, you can't go to this. You can't bring the baby to this because I already know how these idiots are going to be. It's going to be drunk people or people messing around or people. It's bare knuckle fighting championships. We walk around bare knuckles. So one of these idiots is going to try to piss me off. And it's not hard. It's not hard. I will give you what you want. I'm for it all day. I'm game. I'm ready at all times. So, the only sucky part is that all the people that came to break it up, it was just too much force of people. You couldn't get through. I couldn't get through the guardrail. There was a big force of a lot of people, security. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. The boss man, they smother you so you can't really move, and then it gets separated. So that's the only bad thing that happened, was that I didn't get to do to him what I wanted to do to him. And I'm going to get that opportunity February 19th.
Who's going to be cornering you for this fight, for the BKFC debut? How is that all going to be set up for you?
How is what going to be set up?
The cornering. Who's going to be cornering you? Well, my girlfriend likes being in the crowd, and so that's cool. I would totally give her the front seat, but she prefers. With this, she could wear a dress in the corner, but she likes to be in the crowd so she doesn't have to feel all the nerves of being there. So I got my boxing coach that was with me at the Triller fight. His name is JT with Technique Boxing. I got him. I don't know who else is going to be there. I'm still working on that. We should figure those things out in the next week or two. So how do we get this? How do we get this all done? How do you go in there? I know a lot of big name ex-UFC fighters have come to BKFC. Some have found success. Some have not. You're obviously a very big name. You're looking to make a big impression on this promotion and its fans and the sport against a guy like Julian Lane, who, let's be honest, like you said, he started this whole thing. So how do we finish this thing at Knucklemania 2?
I'm gonna finish it by knocking him out. Busting him up, making him bleed, cutting his face up, and finishing him, doing the best I can to get him out of there. But in my contract, there's this thing that says, hey, chill out. In my contract, there's this thing that says, if there's a tie at the end of 5 rounds, there is a sudden death round. And I think about Bobby Knuckles with the UFC when he said, I hope it's a barn burner, drag out fight that, it's up by a hair and you knock him out in the last couple seconds of a great fight. I'm trying to go in there and be clean, though. Not get touched. I'm pretty easy to touch. It happens. I expect it. I get hit sometimes, but I'm the toughest SOB there is. And we'll see how he takes it when I hit him. I'm going to be in his face, trying to make him bleed.
Few last things. Last month in Tampa, Florida, Jake Paul, who returned to the boxing ring. He knocks out Tyron Woodley in the 6th round. What did you think of the fight? Did you watch it? How it ended? I was there. Not a great fight, but obviously the ending was a holy shit moment, and Jake Paul gets the big win, and it was probably $1 billion punch that he threw in that 6th round. So what were your thoughts on it?
I don't know if it was $1 billion punch, but it was a good right hook. He got Woodley, I guess. I haven't, I know Woodley's made some jokes about it. I haven't liked any of the videos or anything like that. I said before the fight, I got respect for both the guys. I sparred Jake. I've never had the opportunity to spar Woodley. And Jake did a good job. I didn't watch the fight. I didn't see that fight. I watched the first one. Woodley did good in the first one. So I was surprised to see that. I'm not really sure where Woodley's mindset was going into the fight. He says that he was great. No excuses from him. Jake did his job. That week or whatever, before, when I actually was at the BKFC event, I had originally been hit up by Jake Paul's team, and they asked me to come to Puerto Rico and spar. And I was going to do it, but then my managers, I have the same managers as T. Woodley. They kind of advised against that, and they didn't want, and I was going to get $2,500 for it. And they were like, Jake should be paying you $25,000 for what he's going to make this weekend. If you want to spar him this week or whatever. And then the real deal ender was I asked for 2 tickets to the event, and they were like, oh, we can't get tickets. And I was like, all right, well, then I can't fucking come help you. What? Obviously, he didn't need the help. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to try to beat on me. I hadn't been training. I had just fought like a week before. And I was kind of under a suspension. But, I went to BKFC and fought Julian Lane for free behind a guardrail. So it looks like I was destined to punch somebody that day or that week. And also, I want to fight Jake Paul. I sparred him once, but he don't want to fight me, because you can hit me as hard as you want, and I'm never going to stop coming for you. And I'm going to land shots. I did land shots on Jake. I had him running into some shots when we sparred. Yes, his first couple rounds, he did pretty good. He's longer, bigger. And, he hit me with some shots in the beginning. I kind of wanted to get hit by the shots. I was like, I want to see how Jake punches. Bam, he hit me. No follow-ups. Tries to hit me again. I start making adjustments and start making him run into shots. I'm down for whatever, man. I'll fight anybody. That's why I end up going. I went to the BKFC fight. I fought Julian there. And I can't wait to get a real opportunity to land my knuckles on his face.
Yeah, I thought I thought Abe Cow, one of your managers, who you obviously know very well, put out a pretty appropriate tweet after the fight. He said, look, here's a reminder. Jake Paul hasn't fought a boxer yet. Mike Perry has fought a boxer, and he beat the boxer. So maybe this is the fight to make. And I know there's talks about Tommy Fury and Cesar Chavez Jr. and Paul's calling for Diaz, Masvidal, Usman, McGregor, whoever, all under UFC contracts. So that's not happening. So why not Mike Perry? Why not Mike Perry? I think it makes sense. It goes to the theme, the boxing versus MMA. He wants to keep taking out these former UFC fighters, or at least try to anyways. I think it makes perfect sense.
Anytime, bro. Any fucking time. I'm ready, though. I signed the contract. I'm fighting February 19th, bare knuckle. Jake Paul don't want to step in no bare knuckle ring with me. If he wants to step in the boxing ring, MMA, we can do anything. We could do a grappling match. We could do a boxing match. We could do a bare knuckle match. We could fight anytime, anywhere. Everybody knows I'm telling the truth. I'm down. What are we waiting for? I work hard. I'm in shape. I look good. And I will. And and I'll get hit. But I like that shit. I'm kind of a freak. I like it. You can hit me all you want. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you because I'm never going to stop. I'm not going to stop. You can hit me over and over and over, and I'm going to keep making little adjustments, and I'm going to catch you, and you ain't going to like it when I hit you.
Before that can happen, of course, you got to take on Julian Lane at Knucklemania 2. You're headlining. That card should be a fun, wild affair in the bare knuckle ring, and I'm very intrigued to see what 2022 looks like for you, Mike. I mean, Triad Combat's having their second event. I know your dance card is full right now, but if there's a third one, could probably see you on there doing the damn thing. Maybe you fight Jake Paul. Who knows? The sky's the limit right now, my man. So thank you for doing this. I appreciate it very much, and happy belated birthday to the youngster. And look forward to seeing you in the bare knuckle ring on February 18th or 19th, excuse me, at
yes, sir.
Man. Thank you very much for the time as always.
Knucklemania, thank you for your time. Let me go change this shitty diaper. I can smell it over here.
See you, man.